Chapter 11, Searching with My Good Eye Closed. I don't think any of us have slept. Mum's been staring at me, trying to will me into safer waters using nothing but the mind behind her eyes. She looks haunted, but at least she listens when I say I'd feel better at school than at home. I need to see and feel the others around me. Isolation is not what any of us need. We've lost 3 friends in 2 months, but yesterday was the first time any of us saw the body. She drove me to school. Prue's mum, Twink's, Echo's, and Monk's dad did the same. They're all here. The 5 of us are sat in the room outside the teacher's lounge while the dads, mums, department heads and counsellors all talk about how to handle us today. We look like shit, collectively and individually. Twink still has traces of their makeup circling their eyes. Slightly irritating that it's still kind of a cool look. Prue's wearing small round glasses to hide her red teary eyes, but her skin looks thinner. My beautiful girl, so lowered by all this. We look like we're all on junk. Sleep is underrated. Echo seems smaller than ever, curled up with Monk. Zombie Monk. He's so still, but I can feel his mind whirring. Mum comes to me. Mrs. Trimboli goes to Twink. Echo's mum whispers with her for a long moment, and Echo looks genuinely shocked. She wants me to come home, Echo murmurs, like saying it out loud is making a stand. She says she's taking time off work to be here. Monk puts his arm around her shoulder, but it's stiff, protective, not warm. I'm staying, Echo says. To no one, to all of us. I need to stay. Echo's mum pulls her handbag close, heads back into the staff room. I rub Echo's arm. Prue sits beside her. Not just because we agree, but because we need her here too. Eventually, all the adults file out of their meeting with that same look of quiet dread, like they're standing in front of 5 ticking bombs and no one's got the number for bomb disposal. Echo's mum is the last to go. Miss Park steps out slightly behind the head, Mr. Christian and the others. Arms folded like she's guarding something precious. You lot, I can hear the blood in your veins. It's so tense in here. You're not expected to attend lessons, she says, but the building is open to you. If you need space, take it. If you need books, you know where to find them. She meets Echo's eyes last. Something passes between them I can't read. Then Miss Park nods and disappears back inside. Still handling us like gelling night, Monk is the first to stand. There's no air in this room, man. Prue rises. She gives me her hand to help me up. Milady, I say by reflex. A glimmer of a smile crosses her lips. I did that. I found her in there. Twink and Echo are holding each other up. We watch Monk's dad trail behind the rest. Mr. Monkford looks back as he leaves, makes the phone gesture to his son. Then the 5 of us are alone in the waiting room. We all stand in a sluggish clump, like our brains collectively forgot their purpose. Prue links arms with me. Let's go somewhere we can breathe. I feel her arm tighten around mine. Back to the stacks, I ask. She points left. You know! We're slow to reach the safety of the library. It feels like a perp walk down the main corridor, from the staff room above reception to the old wing. Even though most other kids are in class, every window in every door feels like a camera. We're not just kids dressed up differently, Ahmed. Touched by something darker than teenage angst. We carry this mark. I'm relieved to descend the few steps and cross the glass corridor into the library. Fewer eyes down here. The 1960s architecture of the stacks wraps around us. The familiarity of this tired old space still fits better than anywhere else in school. Monk visibly relaxes, picking up a thick almanac of the school's history almost without looking. We settle around the study tables. He touches the heavy leather-bound book with both hands but doesn't open it. Echo. You got work to do with the list, Hon. I'm surprised he's pushing her into a task. But Echo's right on it, laptop out, her voice tiny but her words sharp and precise. Using Riffs' 1989 theory, the songs used so far shorten the list quite a bit. She cross-references the 3 songs we know: 8 Miles High, Husker Du, 7 Deadly Sins, Iron Maiden, 6 Pack Flag. She's colour-coding boxes, drawing connections between era, genre, tone, lyrics. A notepad tab shows a jumble of half songs and fragments. 8 Miles High is from the 60s, covered in 84 by Husker Du. It's obscure now, but you can still find it on repressed vinyl, paired with Makes No Sense at All. Twink leans in, and Peachy listening to that song did make no sense at all. Prue and I watch over her shoulder. She's a marvel of murderous admin. Seven Deadly Sins is the hidden track at the end of Only the Good Die Young, the final track on a concept album by Iron Maiden from 1988. The number 7 runs all through it. David loved that album. Twink pips up, but he didn't own a copy. Echo keeps going. He listened online, but Monk told us about the message etched in the run-out groove of the vinyl. If you don't like it, bollocks. David was found with the cassette version in the retro Walkman I gave him. No etching there. But the exact words from the vinyl were in the last text he sent. We already know all this, but hearing it out loud makes it thumpingly clear. Echo breathes. Monk nods for her to go on. Third, just now, Unit, she swallows. Unit was found in a room full of balloons, suffocated on helium, with a copy of Six Pack by Black Flag on the turntable, a record none of us knew he had. The other 2 albums on vinyl also in his room, records we never saw him own. Monk backs her up. I'm such a vinyl nerd. I know every album on every format in every one of your bedrooms. They were not Liam's records. I feel a chill. Monk's never wrong about nerd shit. Twink gasps. They weren't left by the Tooth Fairy. Six Pack was released in 1981, Echo says. We were all born year after the 20th century. These aren't obvious picks for killing Gen Z kids. Prue groans. The millennials do say we have no culture of our own. I think aloud, we all started hanging out the day we jammed one in the music room. My dark half snarks the joke, but it lands like a clue. Echo looks me dead in the eyes. That fits. So we need to figure out 5, 4, 3, and 2, Monk nods. 1 is locked in. Echo, drill down on And Justice for All, 1988. She adjusts her sheet, clears some boxes from the desktop. The music, I say, suddenly on my feet. The music is here in the library. How many days ago did Miss Park tell us the stacks were being stripped out to make room for servers? We rushed off to console ourselves in our niche. Books on NWOBHM, Diary of a Rock and Roll Star, retro rock albums on cassette, vinyl, CD. Big books of sheet music, Metallica, Rainbow, Rush, Iron Maiden, Led Zeppelin. Countingdon having all this? Madness. Then again, Countingdon having a school library at all feels like a well-kept secret. Here, I found it. Between Zeppelin and Floyd. Before I even turn back, the book falls open in my hands, 2/3 through. 1. Words and Music by Hetfield and Ulrich. There are faint hand-drawn boxes in the gaps between staves. Guitar tablature. I think back to the dream. Was this book there? In front of Peachy, on the stand between the 2 boys? While we all fell in love with each other? Prue's come to find me. I'm still tracing the marks on the page. Milady. She curtsies, puts her hand on my shoulder. Looks like you found it. I nod. Do you remember that morning? She hugs me from behind. I'll never forget it. We found those boys playing together. Peachy trying so hard. David showing off. I smile at the memory. I watched the video from Twink's phone 100 times, she says, eyes tipped to the ceiling, holding back tears. I stood with you behind the drum riser. You did the toms, I did the snare. I nod. I'd never been so happy. There's a moment's silence. Remember Unit trying to warn us a teacher was coming? A penny drops somewhere deep in my brain. Not instant, a long fall. The well at Knock Farm is a long, deep drop. It takes time for the coin to hit the bottom. I remember everything, real and dream.